Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books because that's what I'm here to do, talk about some books. Now, today I am going to be doing the Unhaul challenge, and I'm doing this because I have a tendency to unhaul books anyway from my shelves, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to say, hey, it's time to unhaul some books. And I'm not going to tag anybody in particular. This is just my way of saying, do the tag so that you can unhaul some books. Get them off your shelves. You don't need all of the books on your shelves. Let's go ahead and talk about why I feel this way. If you don't like a book, get rid of it. Someone else may love it. You can take it to the charity shop. You can donate it to the library. You can go to your buy, sell, trade them in, and get a book that you do like. Because having books on your shelves that you don't like is kind of pointless. I'm going to be the first to tell you, maybe not the first, but I'm going to tell you that that is the way we should start viewing our shelves. Our shelves should be curated to our particular tastes. And if you don't like a book, there's no sense in keeping it. All right, let's go ahead and get into the prompts. I will be moving around as I go to pick up these books. So if I shift a little bit, that's why. If I jump a little bit, that's why. But the first prompt is to get rid of a book that you rated low. I have one. Okay, I am going to fully admit to keeping this book because it's pretty. But After Alice by Gregory Maguire. This is the instance of I liked half of the book and then hated half of the book. It's not that I liked the beginning of the book and hated the end, or hated the beginning of the book and liked the end. It's that we go from Wonderland to the real world, and when he writes in the real world parts of the book, I hated it. Now, the Wonderland aspects of this book were great. But yes, I did keep this because it's pretty. This is the naked hardcover, and I adore it. But I'm not a big fan of Gregory Maguire's writing, and I knew that when I bought it, but I wanted to read it because I do like Wonderland retellings. I'm sorry if you can hear me trying to put the dust jacket back on the book. But he's not the author for me, and I knew that when I bought it, and I kept it because it's pretty, but there's no sense in keeping it on my shelves because I didn't like it. So there is my first unhaul. The second prompt is a book you changed your mind about. I'm not exactly sure what this question is saying. Okay, so basically what I decided to go with is a book that I had originally really wanted to read, and then I changed my mind. I decided I probably don't want to read it. And there is no ill associations that I have with this book. I just want to point that out before I show you what it is. But it's one of those things where I thought I would probably be interested in the story, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's not my thing. Why am I going to keep it on my shelves and try and read it? So we're going to go ahead and unhaul it. That would be The Ichabod by J.K. Rowling. Now, if you guys don't know what this book is about, once upon a time there was a tiny kingdom called Cornucopia, as rich in happiness as it was in gold, and famous for its food, from the delicate cream cheeses of Kurdsburg to the hopes of heaven pastries of Chouville. Each was so delicious that people wept with joy as they ate them. But even in this happy kingdom, a monster lurks. Legend tells of a fearsome creature living far to the north in the marshlands, the Ichabod. Some say it breathes fire, spits poison, and roars through the mist as it carries off wayward sheep and children alike. Some say it's just a myth. And when that myth takes on a life of its own, casting a shadow over the kingdom, two children, best friends Bert and Daisy, embark on a great adventure to untangle the truth and find out where the real monster lies, bringing hope and happiness to cornucopia once more. It just doesn't sound like a book that I'm going to like. And I know that this has children's illustrations in it and everything like that, but I'm going to pass this off to someone else who might like it more, because I don't think I'm going to read it. So it's just going to sit on my shelves unread for who knows how long. So number 3 is a series you won't be completing. Oh, I think I have that. I have been uneager to get rid of them, but I think it might be time. Okay, I'm doing it. The Warded Man. So I read The Warded Man. It's been a few years. This is probably one of the first fantasy series that I picked up. I loved this book so much. I thought it was so good. Really liked the Victorian atmosphere that this book had, and I loved it. It was so good, so good. I think I gave this 5 stars, and I still stand by that today. Like, I really love this book. And then I read this one. Notice this is a mass market paperback, and I never replaced it. I hated this book. One of the things about Peter V. Brett's writing is that it is sexist. It really, really is. And there's a lot of times I can look past that. I do like Brent Weeks. I like Brian Lee Durfee. This is just to the nth degree in a lot of ways. And, oh man, like I said, The Warded Man, I stand by that this book is really, really good, but I own the whole series. It has been years since I have read The Warded Man, and I dropped the books, so if we shifted, sorry. I have DNF'd this book 3 times, and I did ask if anybody would say that I needed to read the second book before going to the third, and people were like, if you're not liking it, just don't read it. And I've been like, oh, but I own the whole series because I love The Warded Man so much that I just bought the whole dang thing. And so we have Daylight War, The Skull Throne, and The Core. But it's time. It's time to get rid of it. Even though I loved The Warded Man, I really, really hated The Desert Spear. So, bye. Number 4 is a book that I DNF'd. And, well, I did just get rid of one that I DNF'd. Let me see if I can come up with another. I do have one that I DNF'd, but I'm going to read it next month, The Way of Kings, but didn't happen. Actually, I'm just going to go with The Desert Spear because I'm pretty good about unhauling books that I DNF, and I can't think of one off the top of my head that I have recently DNF'd that I have not yet gotten rid of, other than The City of Brass, but that's a temporary DNF, so we ain't getting rid of that one. Number 5 is a book you have multiple copies of. Oh no. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get rid of this book because I know that if I reread it, it's going to be via audio. So let me go get it. Okay, so buying multiple copies of a book is not something that I really do. And I have a tendency to get rid of the ones that I do end up with multiple copies of. Usually what it is I can't find the hardback, so I buy the paperback, and then later I find the hardback, and then just replace it and get rid of the paperback. I know that seems like a really weird system, but it's mine, and I don't know what to tell you about that. But The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. One of my favorite books of all time. And I'll go ahead and get rid of this copy, like I said, because I know if I reread it, it's going to be via audio, and I own this beauty. So, do I really need it? No. No, I don't need the other copy of Name of the Wind, but kind of pains me a little bit to get rid of it because there's so many memories attached to it. I don't need two copies. I don't need two copies. Ooh, number 6, Unhaul, a book you'll never actually get to. Oh, I don't like this one because I always feel like I'm eventually going to get to all of the books. Okay, so I'm actually going to unhaul 2. It pained me a little bit to admit that these books are books that I'm never going to get around to reading, but they're very low rated on Goodreads. I really love Viking books, Norse books, but these never quite hit my radar. Like, obviously they hit my radar. I bought them, but like I go to pick up a Norse book, and like I said before, I'll pick up Hall of Smoke or things like that. And these just always fall to the wayside for me. And I'm pretty sure someone else could pick these up and love them. They're blurred by Joe Abercrombie. So, I mean, but in all honesty, they've been on my shelves for so long and I've never, ever got around to reading them. And I'll take them to the buy, sell, trade, and someone else can really enjoy them. But yeah, I feel like I'm never going to get around to reading these. Oh, a book you bought because of the hype that I don't plan to read? Oh, do I get rid of it? Okay, don't shoot me, BookTube, because BookTube made me buy this one. I don't know. I'm still trying to get into more sci-fi, so I feel like I shouldn't get rid of this one. An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. You guys let me know. Should I unhaul it? Is it worth the read? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to like it, but BookTube made me do it. This is what I bought because of the hype. I don't know. So this is going into the pile for now. And then if you guys convince me that I absolutely have to read it, I'll pick a different book. The next one is a book you bought because of the cover. I'm going to go with The Watchers by John Steele. Now, I do think that I will probably like this book, but it's another one where I feel like it's going to take me forever to get around to reading it. And so, yeah, it's not one that hits my radar, but look at the cover. Isn't it so pretty? It's so pretty. I hate getting rid of pretty books. Mark Rocket watches over the city at night from the belfry of the cathedral. He lives in a world of shadows and before times and imaginary beings. Catherine Taylor, call girl and dreamer, is about to discover that her real-life fairy tale is too good to be true. Jay Harper, private detective, wakes up in a crummy hotel room with no memory. When the telephone rings and he's offered a job, he knows he has no choice to accept. 3 lives, 1 purpose. Save what's left of paradise before all hell breaks loose. So if it sounds good to you guys, go ahead and pick it up. And I feel like that this book is going to be quickly picked up at the buy, sell, trade. But again, it's one that I'm probably just not going to get around to reading. And I did buy because I thought the cover was quite beautiful. Oh, a book you don't know anything about. Ooh, I think I have a book for this. Okay, so this is a book I bought quite a long time ago, and I'll tell you why I bought it. I don't know anything about it, but advance praise for The Moon and Sun. The people who blurbed it were Diana Gabaldon, Ursula K. Le Guin, Jean M. Owl. I don't know how to say that last name, but they're all people that I've heard or read from and know that they're amazing. And so I picked this up, but it's Vonda and McIntyre, The Moon and the Sun. And I don't know anything about it, but I bought it. And I'll go ahead and get rid of it. I have no emotional attachment to it. I bought it at the buy, sell, trade. It looked like it was going to be cool. And prompt number 10 is a book you didn't buy. Oh, that means it's a gift from someone. I don't like that prompt. Let me go through my books and see what I can find on books that I didn't buy. Okay, I have found one. PC Cast's Moon Chosen. This is a very shiny cover. My mom bought this for me. She knows I like PC Cast. However, this is a chonker book. And it is it's werewolves. And I don't know, this book has never really called to me. I've had it for a very long time. And I think what it is, it's very similar in synopsis to the Others series by Anne Bishop, which is one of my favorite series. And I have this thing with series that like read the same. And so I don't know, their writing style is similar to Anne Bishop and PC Cast. So I'm a little leery of this one, and I haven't read it. I've had it for a while. Let me see, when was the publication date? Because she got this for me when it was hot off the press. 2016. So it's been a hot minute. And I really just don't think I'm going to pick it up. So I know I am from Tulsa. PC Cast is from Tulsa. So if I take this to the buy, sell, trade, it's going to be like grabbed up quickly because people from Tulsa like to read about, or from people from Tulsa. Like you always like to pick up books from your hometown authors, right? Tulsa's no different. And so I really think that this will go quickly at the buy, sell, trade. Well, that was fun for me. I cleared some space on my shelves, which is always great. And like I said, I am big on unhauling books that you're not going to read, books that you didn't enjoy, you know, books that you're never going to return to. So I would say that it is slightly cathartic for me. And apparently my dog is joining me on the couch. But I also feel like more people need to unhaul some books. Take this as your cue to do so and join me in the tag. Let me know what books you plan to unhaul if this has prompted you to unhaul some books. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!